Hi guys, Kieran here from Queuing Up Barbecue. We're here to teach you how to do a lamb shank ragu today, and we'll be using the Flaming Coal starter one to start our charcoal. Alright, we're going to be setting up the PK to cook indirect, and first of all we're going to fill up this small tray with some red wine. You want it probably about a litre and a half. That's probably plenty for this. It will reduce down, simmer out, and you'll end up with a nice thick sauce at the end of this. So above the red wine, we're going to be setting up this rack. So what we're going to do is actually sit our vegetables over the top of this, and as they cook and reduce, all the juices will fall into the red wine, and that's going to form the basis of our sauce. So just going to halve all the tomatoes. I'm just going to take the outside layer of these onions off and then quarter them. And now we're just going to separate the whole garlic, taking off the skin. We'll leave a little bit of skin on and we'll slice it in half. Just going to dump our charcoal into the PK. Now we're going to just season up some of the vegetables before we put them in. So just put them all into a tray without the hook. And we're just going to put some olive oil over the top. Generous amount. Salt and pepper. And one of my favourites, oregano. And just mix that up. Break up the garlic a little bit. We're going to put some bay leaves in the red wine. Don't worry too much if some of the vegetables fall through. They're just going to thicken up the sauce anyway. We've got some lamb shanks here. As you can see, these are pretty much untrimmed. You don't need to trim it too much. You might just want to take off any bits of fat that sort of, aren't going to cook back too well. Some of the membrane. But most of that will probably cook out anyway. Not really too worried about it. You can get them Frenched. But for me, I feel like that's a bit of a waste of time with these sort of things, especially as we're going to be pulling all the meat off the bone anyway. Just going to put some olive oil on these, just a light amount. Just coat the whole shank, and that's going to act as our binder for the rub. Today we're using my favourite Hunter from Butcher's Axe. Now these guys do some amazing rubs, and this is by far my favourite. As you can see, there's hardly any left, but we'll try and make do. Just coat evenly all the way around. This is what we're starting with. We've got our lamb shanks with Hunter, and we've got our red wine with our seasoned vegetables on top, and we'll throw those in the PK pretty soon. We want to be cooking this at around 350 Fahrenheit, or I think it's about 160, 170 degrees Celsius, so fairly hot. We've set this up indirect. We've got the charcoal on one side, so we want to cook the lamb on the opposite side. So that's pretty much what you want to do with anything that's kind of fatty. You want to cook it indirect, so away from the direct heat source. So here we've got our red wine and vegetables, and that's going to go directly above the heat source. So we want that red wine to simmer a little bit, and we want the vegetables to reduce. Alright, as you can see, all the vegetables have all been cooked down quite a bit. It's all sitting in the red wine. Got a beautiful smell coming out of that now. I've got the lamb shanks that are getting there, you know, they got a bit of tenderness to them. It's starting to pull off the bone, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to braise those. So we're going to put them in this tray of red wine and vegetables. We might even top it up with more red wine. A grill over direct heat, and leave that for a little while, and then we'll cover it in foil, and then she'll finish it off. So the shanks are looking pretty good. The wine's reduced down, it's got like a nice thick red colour. So what we're going to do is just cover it for the last half an hour or an hour, and then by then the lamb should have got to about 205 internal, and be pulling off the bone nice and easy. Alright guys, as you can see, lamb is just pulling right apart. It's very hot, so I'm a bit reluctant to be touching it too much, but so just doing this, and we'll mix it through the sauce, and breaking up the vegetables as we go along.